This is our podcast song. It isn't very long.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks everyone for tuning in to Laughing with Gingers.
The podcast where two feisty redheads with loud laughs share crazy stories, play games, and spread silliness and joy.
That little breath of fresh air today, as opposed to my sweaty self from my workout 5 hours ago, is my partner in crime on the Laughing with Gingers podcast, Kristina Curry.
And that is Sara Alapin. What's that character who sits in his own filth?
Oh God, Pigpen?
Oh, my co-host on Laughing with Gingers. All I see is the lines that are like wah 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 around
the stink lines and like
the fly.
I did just have a fruit fly land on my keyboard on my last call, and I was like, oh my God.
Sara has not had time to shower since her workout 6 hours ago. So she's just been working and sitting in her own pigpen filth.
Good times over here. Good times. And we are glad that you all are part of it.
Oh, God. That's funny.
Oh, boy. So today we are talking about, well, I mean, I'll turn it over to you. I'll pass you the mic.
Yeah, I have the journey stick today. And today I'm going to be quizzing Sara on did the Simpsons, as in the cartoon, predict blank? And Sara has to tell me whether or not the Simpsons predicted the blank. And please play along out there.
So is it something that definitely happened that the Simpsons may or may not have predicted, or is it something that may or may not have happened?
No, it's something that happened that the Simpsons. Why am I having the hardest time pronouncing their name? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. My mouth wants to say symptoms, but my brain is like, that's not correct, mouth. No, it's like a real live thing, like a thing, but maybe the Simpsons predicted it, maybe they didn't.
Okay.
So, I guess I gotta keep score since, Liz isn't here.
I know. We miss producer Liz.
I know. Not just for her scoring talents, but other talents as well.
For all the things.
All the things. So let's just dive right in. Okay.
All right.
Sara, did the Simpsons
oh my God.
Simpsons predict, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I just had a heart attack. Okay. Did they predict the Siegfried and Roy tiger attack?
I know they covered it. So I'm going to say I have no idea if it happened before or after. I'm going to say they did predict it because I know they thoroughly covered it. Okay.
Maybe they covered it, but they absolutely predicted it. So their episode, so this is after Springfield decides to legalize gambling. Mr. Burns opens a casino where German magicians Gunter and Ernst perform a routine, seeming to spoof the long-running Las Vegas Siegfried and Roy show. Tragically, a bit in which the animated duo is attacked by their tiger came to fruition 10 years after this episode aired, where, the white Bengal tiger mauled, leaving, I forget which one it was, Siegfried or Roy, in a partially paralyzed state.
Yes. Yeah. And in The Simpsons, I think they both had the same reaction as in real life, where he was like, it's not the tiger's fault, I think.
I don't know to that extent of details. But ding, 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 Sara, 1 point. 10 years later, it's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, the reason that what inspired this episode
Siegfried and
was
Roy.
no, was that The Simpsons predicted, and I hope I'm not stepping on, I don't think you would have chosen this one because you knew that I knew it already.
Mm.
But The Simpsons predicted that Trump would be president in the episode. Actually, I think they did three different episodes that surrounded this, but they predicted he would have also been a terrible president when Lisa is president, which is I think 20 years ago.
I actually saw this and was like, ooh, I wonder if she could guess the time frame. So I actually have it in here.
Okay. Well,
I
then
knew you had mentioned it, but I was like, ooh, I wonder when she thinks they predicted it.
my guess is 20 years ago.
They predicted it in 2000.
Oh my God.
16 years early. Is that not crazy?
Isn't that funny? I knew I was in either high school or middle school because
Yeah.
I was living at my parents' house.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's so Bart flashes forward into adulthood and viewers learn that Lisa not only becomes president but actually inherits quite a budget crunch from her predecessor, Donald Trump.
Yep.
She like looks at her aide and says the country is broke. How can that be?
Oh God. And then the
Oh.
president's own, the band is singing her into or playing her into breakfast. They follow behind her and they're like, she's like, how can we make up this budget deficit? And they're like, do, 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 and slink out the door.
Like, don't fire us.
Definitely not the musicians that play you into breakfast.
That's definitely an essential key to your staff.
Do you like how I know the name of the band that plays for the president?
Yeah, I feel like you know the details of The Simpsons like I know details of The Office.
Probably.
Oh my god. Okay, so did The Simpsons predict FaceTime?
I mean, they definitely predicted video calls.
Mm-hmm.
In a similar episode where Lisa gets married to a British guy, or she's getting married to a British guy. It ends up falling apart at the last minute. That she meets at Harvard, I think.
So your answer is yes?
Yeah, I mean, FaceTime is kind of phone specific. I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
so if I guess I'm gonna say yes, but you could have also asked if it was Zoom that they predicted, and I would have said yes in the
And you would
same
have said yeah.
way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say ding ding ding, you're right. So in the futuristic installment, Lisa talks with Marge using her phone's video chat capabilities, predicting the popular FaceTime feature on today's iPhone by 15 years. This
Yep.
was 15-year gap from them with this episode to it actually happening. Okay, 1 point for
Do you
Sarah.
did you find out why she knows? Because I just did it.
Well, it says it's the episode Lisa's wedding, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's
So
she's doesn't get married very often.
so Marge is so Lisa's like, "Mom, I need you to promise that you'll have dad behave." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll totally have him behave." And she's like, "Mom, video phone." And she's like, "What? I was just crossing my fingers that things would be great for you." And she's like, "Whew." And then she's like, "Mom, video phone."
That's a total Marge move. Or like your mom move or something with have her face cut off.
Yeah. My mom might be Marge Simpson, by the way. I feel like you could probably see it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I can totally see that. Okay, next one. Did the Simpsons predict the sad, sad fall of MySpace?
I have no idea. So I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, true. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, poor MySpace.
I do feel like they recently made a joke about everyone being friends with Tom, but that would have been so recent,
Mm,
and
mhm.
it wouldn't have been before MySpace fell.
He is just living the life. He is like a turned photographer, like outdoor photographer, and just travels and takes pictures.
Well, good for
He like
him.
retired at like I don't even know how old was
Like
he?
34?
Something like that. Living the good
Yeah.
life.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, yeah, go
It's
for
okay
it.
if you have to let your platform, take a bit of a dive and retire out of it.
I
Do
mean,
what's
didn't he
best for
like
you.
sell it like for a lot of money and then dip out right when it started crashing?
You are asking the wrong person. I only know The Simpsons, I don't know real life.
Simpsons didn't cover the details of my space crash. Ah. Oh my god. Okay. Next one. Did the Simpsons predict the growing popularity of the Kardashians?
I have no idea, so I'm gonna say no.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Ooh, I haven't been taking. Yep, you're right. You're like 4 for 4. I'm pretty sure I read that they like mentioned them a bunch, but yeah.
They make a lot of references to current events, so it's like
Mhm.
but it's the yeah, it's the stuff that they actually predict that is, like, the most fun pieces. Like, when they do this satirical comments or whatever about, like, what's actually going on, it's also funny, but it's different when it's like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, that actually happened."
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so did the Simpsons predict autocorrect fails?
I'm gonna say yes.
Do you know any specifics? Like, why are you saying yes?
I have, like, a vague memory, but I don't have, like, like, I can't pull it out of the memory bank like I can with the specific episodes that we've already mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're right, and maybe me telling you what happened, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I knew that." Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, so during a Springfield elementary school assembly, Kearney?
Kearney.
Kearney, okay, he asks a fellow bully, Dolph. I don't are those like I don't know those names.
Um,
Are they like the
yeah, they're
bullies?
2 of the bullies, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So Kearney asked fellow bully Dolph to take a memo to beat up Martin on his Newton in quotes, which is Apple's earlier attempt at a personal digital assistant. However, the machine translates the message to eat up Martha instead, foreshadowing the common messaging errors people blame on iPhone's autocorrect technology. In fact, Nita Ganatra, Apple's former director of engineering for the iOS applications, revealed in 2013 that the Simpsons gag served as a rallying cry while developing the software for the phone's keyboard. So if you heard, she says, if you heard people talking and they used the words eat up Martha, it was basically a reference to the fact that we need to nail the keyboard. We needed to make sure the text input was working on the thing. Otherwise, here comes the eat up Martha jokes. He told Fast Company. Ducking, I think, is like my number one auto fail.
Oh my god, all
Like,
the time.
when do I ever say ducking? Never,
I
never.
mean, how often am I ducking? Like, it's not like I'm constantly playing dodgeball.
Is that even how you spell that type of ducking? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know, maybe how other way to spell that.
I stopped correcting it, and I just let it go as ducking now to everything that I am saying fucking to.
It it frustrates me because usually when I'm saying fucking, I'm like, my heart's in it, I'm passionate, and it just like extinguishes that passion when it says ducking.
I feel like that could be intentional.
Yeah. Oh, do you think Apple's like out to make the world a better place? No.
No. No, they're like, "How many cords can we strangle sea turtles with?"
Oh my
As they
god.
become irrelevant immediately after we release them.
Yeah, let's oh my god, I saw a post that showed the AirPods, that are cordless. All of a sudden, someone, made a device to make them like, to have a cord in them again. So it's like we came full circle with, like, a cord in your headsets to no cord to a cord that you have to buy separate to put on your cordless headsets.
I mean, I love them in a lot of ways. I dislike them in a lot of ways, but, as a PSA to all of you out there who are hoping to podcast or anything like that, they are not the microphone you think they are. They are anything cordless like that is not going to sound as good as something corded. It's just not.
Yeah, no, no. My friend, when they first came out, said they looked like everyone was wearing tampons in the ear.
They kind of did, the, like, original ones that not the
Yeah,
pros or whatever.
yeah, they stuck out like little tiny tampons.
Yeah. Yep, like the string.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's still all I can think about. Little tiny tampons.
That's so funny. That is not what I see it, but I have never
Mhm,
actually thought about it like that.
mhm, mhm, yeah. This said friend actually has his own pair too, so it didn't stop him from buying them.
Ah, I feel like this is a Malcolm Happy, comment, but,
No, it's not, it's my friend Brian. Shout out to Brian in Dallas.
I see, I feel like Malcolm would say something like that.
It is something Malcolm would say. We need to have Malcolm on the show. He would just provide a lot of comic relief.
I have never met Malcolm, for all of you out there. I know him only slightly better than the rest of you. I've just heard several stories, like
Yeah.
3, and I've made that intuitive leap.
Yeah, no, his reputation precedes him in whatever reputation that might be.
And apparently it's accurate.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a classic actor in LA. You'll see him in different commercials and like, replays of shows and stuff, and it's really funny all of a sudden just seeing your friend pop up on TV.
Uh,
Um, okay. Did The Simpsons predict Roe versus Wade? The overturning of Roe versus Wade is what
oh, I was gonna say, The Simpsons were not on when
I feel like
when
they've
that
been
was
on for
initially
100 years. Yes, they were. Did The
not
Simpsons predict The Simpsons?
yeah. I think The Simpsons came on during our lifetime, like, early lifetime, but think they started in, like, '85.
Yeah, I mean, it had to have been. I remember, like, it was a huge wave of, like, popularity. I watched it as a kid. Everyone named their kid Lisa.
Really? Oh, that's so
Oh my god.
funny.
I had so many friends' names were Lisa. It was and, of course, their birthdays were, like, Simpsons themed and, like, all that
Oh,
stuff.
that's so funny. I did not have any of that. I'm gonna say no. I don't
Ding,
remember
ding, ding,
that.
ding, 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 ding. No, they
Ah,
didn't.
yay!
Shame on you, Simpsons. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, shame on SCOTUS.
Yeah. Shame on someone, but it's not The Simpsons. Shame on you, world. Oh my god, I only have like 2 left. I clear oh wait, do I have 1, 2? This might be a fast episode or yeah, fast episode. We're like blasting through this.
I mean, I did not expect to be doing quite this well, and now I'm starting to get the Kristina nerves when you start to win, and then you're like, try not to self-sabotage, but inevitably do.
Yeah, you've got 2 left that could should we take a break real fast or no, we don't need to take a break.
Yeah, y'all, we are done taking breaks on this episode on this podcast.
Yeah, hey, shout out to No More Breaks.
We switched our RSS platform and now we no longer have to take breaks. Look at that.
Woo!
It's like we're all grown up now.
Oh my God, we're like free flowing, free flying, eating dessert first.
Oh my God. Speaking of The Simpsons and eating dessert first. So there's an episode, I watched this the other night and this still like makes me laugh inside. So there's this episode where basically Judge Judy equivalent, I love The Simpsons so much. Instead of ruling that, or no, sorry, I'm in two different episodes now. I don't think it's a Judge Judy one, but so they Marge Simpson comes in and testifies on behalf of this criminal, saying like he's artistic, he takes responsibility for his actions, and the judge says, would you be willing to have him live in your neighborhood knowing the crimes that he's committed? And she said, yes, I would. And he said, I'm going to call your bluff, and sent him to live in their basement. So she like Marge was his charge, or he was Marge's charge. And he ends up going back to crime and whatever. And like, then, saying, I didn't light Skinner's car on fire. And she's like, I just. But anyway, throughout the episode, everyone's like, Mom, can I have some sort of like sugary dessert? And she's like, after you eat your sundae. And they're all like, and she's like, what's wrong? Like, no one wants my desserts.
They want a dessert before the dessert.
They don't want to have to eat their dessert before their dessert. They're all mad they have to eat the sundae. It's so funny. Anyway, sorry. I just love The Simpsons.
Yeah, I feel that in you. I feel the love.
I love adult cartoons. I just do.
They're good. They're really good. I do too.
They make the world feel lighter.
Don't they though? Except when they predict really bad things.
True.
Okay. Next one. Did The Simpsons predict smartwatches?
That's a tough one. I feel like I have a vague memory of it, but I can't pull it from my brain with an example.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they had something where it like projected off of their wrist, but that's not really what our smartwatch does.
That would be really cool if it did that.
Yeah, like like BMW has the head up thing where you can like see your speed and everything on which I expected to look like Iron Man inside the helmet.
Yeah.
It does not. It looks
what
like
does it look like?
It looks like MS-DOS more than Iron Man.
I'm not
sure I understand. Oh wow.
My God, speaking of smart watches, your watch is listening to you. That is so cool. What a coinkydink.
And she didn't understand. So not that smart. Not that smart.
Said, did you mean ducking?
It'd be great if she would tell me when I need to duck.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be a good use of duck.
The only good use, the only proper use I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
They did. Oh my God. See, it's nerve-wracking when you get to the end.
I know when you haven't gotten any wrong yet.
Yeah, it's like you want to get the ones wrong in the beginning so then you can like feel better about life.
Yeah, redeem yourself as opposed to like knowing that there is an inevitable wall you are going to run into.
Oh God.
Slide down.
I know. Maybe that's why those game shows like that build on themselves when you answer right, and you get more and more money are so like sweat provoking.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Tell me about their prediction of the smartwatch. Is it a head up projection kind of thing?
Okay. So Lisa visits a fortune teller at the Renaissance Fair. And viewers are transported 15 years into the future to 2010, a time when wristwatch communication technology exists. However, even the Simpsons Future Society was a little ahead of its time, as modern voice recognition enabled smartwatches weren't rolled out until 2014. I don't know if it was like, it's that episode Lisa's wedding.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say
know
this
if it
is
was
when she marries
projected
him,
up.
or when she doesn't get married, but
Oh,
I think that
spoiler
projects.
alert.
I mean, it's from
1995.
yeah.
If you haven't seen it by now,
You've had
then
plenty of time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you
Um,
have.
yeah, I feel like it projects up and like does something. It also, that episode has, I hope not a prediction in it. But it has like the last tree at Harvard, and it's a projection of the tree, and there are like no trees left.
Oh my God, that would be so sad. I really
Yeah,
hope that's not an accurate prediction.
same.
Okay, final one. Are you ready?
I am ready. Give it to me.
Did The Simpsons predict 2020?
The like pandemic, or
You know, the 2020 experience that we all had,
where we had to stay inside?
where, like, stuff happens and things happens. Just
This is a
like a
very,
blanket general, 2020.
I mean, I feel like if it's going to be blanket general, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can cite specific sources, but specific episodes,
Oh, I
and
do want
one
to
of,
hear a specific episode then from you. Let's see.
well, I mean, it didn't actually happen, but it's kind of like what it felt like was when they bring in the glass dome, and the government puts the glass dome over the top of Springfield.
Oh, I do remember that episode actually.
It's in the Simpsons movie.
Oh,
Um,
that's probably why I remember it, because yep.
yeah, yeah, but
Mhm.
that's like essentially what 2020 felt like.
Mhm.
Um, so that, I would also say potentially Mr. Burns blocking out the sun, would be like, all of these things are what 2020 felt like to me.
Yeah, doomsday. Bow,
There
bow.
were like they had like fires and things. They've had like climate change
Mhm.
episodes.
Mhm.
Extreme weather.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't specifically recall a pandemic, but I'm sure there is one in a Treehouse of Horror episode. I feel like that, the reverse vampires episode from the kids' point of view, where the parents were all going in. Do you know what I'm talking about? You
I
look
think I
really,
do. I think I remember this episode.
where the Simpsons and Son elixir, that like Homer loses his mojo, we'll call it. So then Abe's like, "Oh, I have something for that," and he gives him the Simpsons and Son elixir, and then he goes home and it's like Viagra basically, is the result. So then everyone's parents buy it up, and then everyone's like, all the kids, they're like, go out and play, like during daylight hours, and like all the parents just shut themselves in the door, or it's not during daylight, it's like right after dark. So
Mm.
Lisa says, I don't know, maybe the kids are trying to figure it out, and they're like speculating on all these things, and Lisa's like, I don't know, maybe they're all reverse vampires, like trying to be like a jerk and be like, you all are dumb, and then all of the kids are like, oh my god, they're reverse vampires.
No, they're just ducking.
Yeah, they're just ducking.
Oh, God.
Anyway, go which part of 2020 were you referring to?
Well, I mean, there's a little crossover what you said, but in the nearly 30-year-old episode, so it was predicted in 1993, and it was an episode called Marge in Chains. Not only does an unprecedented flu sweep through Springfield, but when the townspeople begin rioting to demand a cure for the virus, a swarm of killer bees that could be likened to the murder hornets that hit, the US unexpectedly, all of a sudden come into the picture.
Yeah.
So it was like, if there's a bingo card of 2020, what did the Simpsons hit? They at least got 2 squares ticked off.
Well, and I mean, I guess this didn't actually
And
happen, but it's
fires,
something
actually. Mhm.
I could have definitely seen happen. Mr. Burns goes in and takes all the vaccines and then, like, runs over he takes, like, a bunch of them, and then he runs the others over with his car and, like, so no one can get the vaccine.
Yep, that definitely happened on a smaller scale.
I mean, it kinda happened because the wealthier countries got vaccines far ahead
Mhm,
of the poorer countries,
mhm.
and w people were just throwing away vaccines,
Yep,
too.
yep, yep. So, anyway, hats off to you, Simpsons. I would like to know what show has had the most, like, come true predictions, and I feel
I
like
think
it's The
it's
Simpsons.
I think it's The Simpsons. I think
Mhm.
I seem to remember that being one of the things because when, one of the things I kept citing was The Simpsons cannot be right that Donald Trump will be elected president. And everyone was like, "Dude, you know that they have predicted more true things than any other TV show." And I'm like, "Nope, this is not a thing that's gonna happen. This is not a thing."
It's kinda weird. It's kinda weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
They've got
So
some great writers, though. Like, their writers' room has always been packed with
Mhm.
brilliant minds.
I mean, who doesn't wanna work on The Simpsons? I would.
Totally, totally. But a lot of them are, like, people who are up to date with pop culture and what's going on in, like, the real world, like Conan O'Brien.
Right, yeah, exactly. And a whole
Also, redhead. Shout out to a redhead.
Hey, what? Fellow ginger. Yeah, he's real ginger too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like 4 inches of additional height ginger with that
Yeah,
hair.
I mean, I would go up, head to head with him on the height of hair situation. I could really get my height up.
You'd have to really put some effort into it, but you definitely could get there.
Mhm, yeah, just
Also,
a little teasing. I could
yeah,
get it.
your haircut's not far off from his haircut either.
No, maybe if mine was straight, I could, like, do his wave that he does.
I Okay, can you please be him for Halloween? That would be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god, that would be so much fun. I would totally do that. Yeah, I could totally straighten it. I would dye it like a more orangey color, and then I need a suit.
I mean, I feel like you could wear your yellow tuxedo shirt.
Oh my god, totally. I have a fancier thing than a suit. I have a tuxedo shirt.
I feel like you should totally be Conan O'Brien. And I feel like we should record an episode, and then share it with Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend or whatever his, podcast.
Yeah, oh my god, I totally wanna be Conan for Halloween now.
You should. I think you could do such a good job. I mean, you definitely need to wear, like, Lady Gaga shoes to get to his height, but
Oh my god, I would fall over in anything larger than, like, a half an inch.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's super tall and he's all leg. So if got a pair of stilts, you'd be set.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh my god, it'd be so funny. I need to, like, prep for jokes and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I need
Yes,
some cue cards
please.
with jokes on it so I could just.
You've got a mic you could take around with you. I mean, I feel
Totally,
like I
totally.
I could see this being awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Well, anywho's it. On that note, thank you everyone for joining us, Conan included. I'm laughing, Ginger.
We'll be your friend over at Conan O'Brien needs a friend. We've got you over here, buddy. And feel free to join our listeners in enjoying our silly podcast, Laughing with Gingers, which is proudly part of the Boundless Audio Network.
And follow us on Laughing with Ginger on Instagram. I feel like I've done that before. My
I
brain
feel like
is
you have
like,
too.
yeah, my brain is not working. Too many, I don't even know. Okay, follow us on Instagram at Laughing with Gingers, and we'll post stuff and things.
And tag Conan. Uh, and you can send us funny stories or ideas for episodes. Feel free to send us your favorite Simpsons reality prediction if you have one. We are here for all of it. Over on our Instagram at Laughing with Gingers, like Kristina said.
And get access to premium content, including ad-free episodes, swag, special events, access to us, and more, starting at just $3. Check us out at patreon.com/laughingwithgingers.
And you know this, but I'm going to tell you again. And maybe we'll make some other cool merch that is Conan O'Brien or tuxedo shirt inspired. Who knows? But we've got merch, and you can get yours over at laughingwithgingers.com.
And tune in next time for some more Laughing with Gingers good times.
Yay!
Bye.